is Deirdre from Mobility Genie, and today we're just going to have a little chat about diabetic socks. So diabetic socks are wider than a normal sock on top, so that it gives a more cushioned effect. If you can visualize using a normal sock, there's usually a piece of elastic on the top of it, and that's what keeps the sock up. But it's a concentrated piece of elastic, so it tends to leave a mark on a swollen foot, and sometimes not even a swollen foot. So if you have that indentation in the skin after wearing the sock, it means you're not getting enough circulation down into your foot. And your feet are a very important part of being a diabetic. So care of your feet. So we'll start with the cotton-rich, 98% cotton, seam-free sock. So the whole idea of a seam-free, it's not actually seam-free. There's still a seam where the toes are, but they're a hand-stitched seam, which means that it's smooth up against the skin and you're not left with a lumpy bit that can bother a troublesome foot. So they come, as you can see, with the elastic graduated from the heel up to the top, so that it sits in a cushioned fashion up against the skin without riding down and without leaving a mark. So that's the standard version of that sock. But if you have extra wide feet, so if you are retaining fluid, you need an extra wide version of that sock. This is a smaller sock now, so it mightn't look bigger, but this is actually the extra roomy version of the same sock. And again, it's seam-free. When it comes to sizing, which size are you going to go for? So they come in size 4 to 7, generally, 6 to 11, or 11 to 13. And sometimes you might think, okay, I'm a size 10, so I'll go up a size. By doing that, you're going up a size in the foot length. And what can happen is, if you have too much foot length, then the excess part of the sock is going to gather around the toe or the heel, and it's not going to be comfortable, and what's more, it can be a hindrance. So it's very important to choose the correct size. So you have a wool version of a similar sock. This is knee high, and again, it's graduated elastic from the heel up. And it has the seam-free, in other words, the hand-stitched seam on the toe. Again, they come in different sizes, and what I'm showing you there is an extra roomy, but that also comes in a standard version for somebody who doesn't have swelling. So we go for a wool-rich, seam-free, cushioned sole sock. So again, it's seam-free, in other words, it's hand-stitched. It's graduated elastic from the heel up to the top. But this one has a cushioned sole. So sometimes we have discomfort under our feet because perhaps the flesh has lessened as time has gone on. So you feel like you have a stone or stones in your shoe. And this is actually a cushioning within the sock, and people who use them seem to love them, and they tend to be repeat customers. Now the diabetic range of socks, they're not cheap, but in the over 30 years that we've been using these, we have no complaints with them, and we haven't been able to come across a cheaper version that does the same thing. So some of them come in a pack of 1, 2, or 3, depending on the sock. Now we go on to somebody who really suffers severely from edema, as well as being a diabetic. So edema is retention of fluid, in particular, in this case, around the heel, the ankle, and the calf. So your leg can feel like a tree trunk. It's so big. And it's very difficult to get a normal sock that will suit that. So these are fuller fitting, and this one is calf length. So you can see the stretch that's in that sock. Now, a person with normal swelling won't use this sock because it would only slide down. But somebody who does have severe edema, this is an ideal sock and well worth trying one. So you have 2 versions of this. You have it in the calf length and you have it in the knee length. So that's the knee length. As you can see, there's fine length in it, and you can see the width of the sock the whole way up. And it's a dream sock for people who have been trying forever to get a sock to suit them. And then you have the Cool Max seam-free trainer sock. So it's like a normal trainer sock that you get in a sports shop, except that it has the seam free at the front, and this particular one is extra roomy, but you can always also get them in standard. So it doesn't have the height of a normal sock, it's just like a trainer sock. And they're very popular. And so that's the extent of the diabetic socks, and as things come onto the market, we tend to try them out and stock them if they're a success. Thank you for your time. Until the next time.